Hey, good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Nosebleeds Report. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, so today we're going to highlight the life and times of Eric. Eric and I used to work together in Michigan, in Ann Arbor, Michigan, at Balance Consulting. Before we introduce Eric, I just have a few things to talk about. Minutes Wisely. This podcast lives under the nonprofit Minutes Wisely. I have two podcasts, the Nosebleeds Report and the Scuttlebutt Podcast. For the Scuttlebutt Podcast, I talked to veterans across the nation. A couple of weeks ago, we had a real live Top Gun pilot on. He had some great stories. The week after that, I had a Chicago police officer who spent 21 years in the Navy, 31 years as a Chicago PD, one of the deadliest cities in the country. It's a very interesting interview. So head on over, check them out. And like I said, we live under Minutes Wisely, and which is the nonprofit. So all the money that is generated from the Nosebleeds Report goes right into youth sports. So far, we have donated $250, and we had just started, so we're doing pretty well. And if you guys want to help out, go ahead and click on the link in the description. There's a link tree there. There's you can hit the donate button, and you just rest assured all your money will go right to youth sports. We don't take any of the money out. And the money that's generated through the Scuttlebutt Podcast, that money goes directly into the health and well-being of veterans also across the nation, and some other things that we're doing for veterans. But and I just hired a professional web developer to bring us to the we're going to have a web presence other than social media here. So look for that shortly. That would be minuteswisely.com. And you might be wondering where I got the name Minutes Wisely. Minutes Wisely comes from one of my favorite quotes, and it goes, minutes are worth more than money, so spend your minutes wisely, which is kind of like brings it all together, what we're doing here. Youth sports and veterans, man. We're helping out the future of our country, and also the men and women that give us our freedom for our country. So it's a big, giant circle, and we love what we do here. So with that said, how you guys doing?
Morning. We're
Very
good.
Good.
So,
Living the dream.
yes. Before we talk about baseball, we're going to highlight baseball and Eric and his brother, how they travel the country and they're trying to visit all the stadiums. Is that correct, Eric?
Yep. Slowly but surely.
Yes, that's awesome. I think that's great. Before we get into that, let's talk NBA playoffs real quick. We're in the finals right now. Since I don't really follow it, I just look at the scores every once in a while. Jason and John, you guys are the resident NBAers. So what do we got going on in the playoffs?
Heck yeah, man. We got the NBA Finals. That's what we got going on.
Yeah.
Game 2's tonight. Celtics are up 1-0. I mean, me and Jason were talking about it earlier. He said it well. You know, they look good. They're younger. Jason, what were you saying? You said that they looked their defense looked good.
My internet's cutting out. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Marcus Smart showing why you won Defensive Player of the Year. Only person that scored double digits in the first game, I think, was Steph Curry on the Warriors. So they just locked him up and played just as good of offense.
I think he's the best defender in the league, like consistently every year. I think he's worth every penny. I mean, you could put him on anybody, and the Warriors have nobody to guard Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I mean, they're just too big. So they're getting the points they need, and they're getting the stops when they need them. So I don't see. I think it's going to be a good series. I could see it going 6 games, but the Celtics look really strong, and I know they're probably hungry for a championship. So
yes, but you can never count out the Warriors.
True.
Yeah.
If the shots are going in, man, they're hard to beat.
So all right, who has home advantage?
The Warriors.
It is the
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I haven't even watched anything about that.
They're usually Vegas has got them favorited tonight too, 4 points. So
they have the Warriors.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I don't really care who either team wins, but I would like to see Draymond Green win another one, only because he's my homeboy. Spartan up.
There is a Wolverine on the Warriors too. Now that I'd like to see win, but I'd rather see Boston pull it off.
Same.
Yeah, I think we're talking about that before the show. The teams that haven't won in a long time. But
I mean, the Celtics have
Oh, yeah.
they've been to 22 finals, so
I'll start watching again when the Pistons are good.
you got
Yeah,
a few
I like
years.
the Pistons. Yeah,
You got
I
a
like
few
the Pistons, but maybe the Knicks will get there one year, but probably not.
Eh,
All right, Eric, why don't you introduce yourself and
Yeah.
let us know what Eric, who is Eric Tomford?
Yeah, so I'm Eric Tomford. I'm from Ypsilanti, Michigan, pretty close to Ann Arbor. Huge baseball guy. Love the Tigers. Love the Red Sox. And I have a brother who's special needs. So him and I have just been trying to travel around the country and bond over baseball and knock out all these stadiums. So it's just kind of our little, I don't know what him and I do together. So
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
That is
That's
awesome.
Yeah, it is. That's really cool.
So to date, what's your favorite stadium that you've been to?
I would probably say PNC in Pittsburgh. Just you can't beat that city skyline view. That one's very good. It's right downtown. It's fantastic. Busch is fantastic. Again, great city view. The arch over the stadium. And you know the classics too: Fenway, Wrigley, Old Yankee Stadium, all just haunting classic ballparks. Can't be beat.
Definitely.
Yeah. So if I went to PNC, would you recommend a day game or an evening game?
Either one is good. The night games are nice because there's a lot of bars and restaurants and stuff around that stadium. So I mean, you can spend the whole day down there as well. Pittsburgh's a cool spot, so I would recommend probably a night game for that one.
Anybody I've ever heard that has been to PNC, it's their favorite stadium. That's like I've heard that from multiple people. So.
It's absolutely, and it's the cliche one. It's on top of everybody's list, but it's there for a reason, right?
It's on top of my list. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Highly recommend.
Yeah, and it's a blue collar town, so you gotta love that.
Yep.
Yep.
Love that. So, hey, Paula, you said you had a question for Eric.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. Well, we talked earlier. I'm from Wrigley Field. My wife and I grew up 7 miles from there, so we got the pleasure of growing up around there. That's pretty cool. But we have never been to Fenway. So can you tell me what is Fenway like when you get there? The wall, the atmosphere, everything.
I mean, it's haunting is the way I would describe it. I mean, you can just feel baseball there.
Wow.
You can
That's
just
a really good way to put it.
You can feel it. It was built, it was built in the week the Titanic sunk, right? That stadium opened.
Damn.
Haunting.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's undescribable. The green monster takes your breath away.
Uh-huh.
The fans there are probably the most knowledgeable fans in baseball.
Okay.
Love their team. Love their team regardless of when I was there, it was 2006. It was a bad year. They were not good, and they were playing Baltimore in the endish of September. So it was like the last series of the year.
Okay.
And that place was packed.
Well,
jam packed.
So answer me this, because I like my food. So what's the food like there?
It's the Fenway dog, right? It's a Fenway dog and a Sam Adams. It's
perfect.
Good point.
It's good.
You know, Eric, my buddy and I went to Pittsburgh last year to watch the Steelers-Bears game, and we walked around PNC, and there's some bars there that we hung out in. And I want to tell you, the fans in Pittsburgh were awesome.
Yep.
They were just, I mean, I had my Butkus jersey on, and my buddy had Walter Payton's jersey on, and we're right in the middle of Steeler country, and nobody gave us any hard times, other than just out of fun.
Right.
But, that just, I agree, because I go walk into the stadium for the Steelers game. The skyline is beautiful there.
Yeah. And I'm a sucker. I always sit in the upper level right behind home plate, so you can see the whole skyline, right, of every stadium. Like I choose to sit there, and I'm a sucker for that. The Roberto Clemente Bridge in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
just it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Well, one real quick note: if I go to a ball game, I will definitely not be sitting up high because I can't stand heights. So I always spend the money to go down to the at least second level or lower.
Yeah, I like to sit like in the 300 section, and then you can see the whole plays develop too, right? Like it's right
Yeah.
in front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yep. That is a good
thanks,
point.
Eric.
Yep.
Definitely, man.
So, have you ever been out on the West Coast?
Yeah, my
See
wife,
games?
not with my brother, but my wife and I did San Francisco and Oakland,
Oh,
and then
nice.
we also did Houston. Me and my wife.
Yes. So,
Awesome.
Paulie and I were stationed together in Alameda, California, which is a little island off of Oakland. So I've been to that stadium a bunch of times.
Oh yeah,
I don't understand their fans though. Like, you watch a game now in Oakland, man. There's like 200 people in the stadium.
But
Yes.
yeah, that stadium's just an absolute eyesore, terrible, decapitated, falling apart.
yeah, yeah.
It's terrible, and it's in not a very nice part of the neighborhood.
No.
Nope.
But the baseball. So we went in 2014, and we went to a Giants game. It was Memorial Day weekend, and we did a Giants game first. And that stadium is fantastic, but the fans there were really stuck up, kind of snobbish. It was more corporate-y, I guess is how I would put that. And then we did the Oakland game that next day, and the stadium was not as nice, but the total baseball experience was much better.
Yeah. You know, when Fleek, you remember when we were there, we had Canseco and McGuire, and the A's were doing really good back then.
Yeah.
They were really popular.
Yeah, I do remember the Oakland Raiders. You couldn't even go to a game there and wear another jersey because you would literally get stabbed.
Yeah.
they don't mess around. They will stab you. I'm like, that's crazy,
that
man.
happened a few years ago. The Raiders and 49ers, that firefighter got stabbed.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was in San Francisco, though, if I remember correctly.
Well, you just go to a Raiders game, and it just getting into the parking lot and walking through the parking lot to the stadium, that's like a war zone. I mean,
well, those people don't know how to act there, you know.
Didn't Dodger Stadium have an incident several years ago too?
Yep.
With a San Francisco fan. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I've been in 19 stadiums, MLB stadiums, and I never once have had an issue. And I usually am there watching the Tigers, like as a visitor. And I never once have had an issue. Everyone's been fantastic. So I don't usually see that, and I don't really understand how that happens. But
hey, have you been to Dodger Stadium?
I have not.
Okay. What about Texas Rangers?
No, Houston is the one in Texas we went to.
Okay,
cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Did the Rangers get a new stadium recently?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I've been to the other one. The other one was gorgeous.
Arlington.
It was all brick. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't know why
really
they.
nice.
I got a quick stadium story on that one.
Yeah.
So one of the ushers that worked at the old ballpark in Texas, Fleekster, we were at the game, and my wife and I said, how come they're building a new stadium when the ballpark in Arlington in Texas is really nice?
Yeah.
And he said, well, they want to put a dome over it. He goes, to put a dome over the existing ballpark in Arlington costs more money to renovate and make it happen than just to build a whole new stadium.
Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah.
And I went, wow. And it gets hot in Texas, so I think by putting the roof over it, you get more people to go to the games in the summer.
Sure.
Yeah. So when I first moved to Tennessee, I had an office in Dallas, and I took Jason on a work trip with me one time to the Tigers that were in town. We had great seats right behind the home plate. Literally, like Miguel Cabrera was right there.
Yeah,
like so close you could almost touch him. That was great. But every time I was in town, I would always go to a game, and I'd always go to night games because the heat in Texas is unbearable. Even at like 10 o'clock at night, you're sitting in the stadium, not even moving.
I like
and
night
just
games better.
Sweating though, it's the heat is intense, so I can definitely see.
Yeah, Texas is a whole nother animal when it comes to heat. That's for sure.
Yeah.
When we Houston has a dome, a retractable roof, and when we were there for half the game, it was open and it was terribly hot. And then they closed it, and they
nice.
cranked that air conditioning on, and it got real nice.
Nice.
I can see why Dallas,
Absolutely.
why the Rangers did that. 'Cause I'm sure it's almost the same heat problem.
Well, and
Yeah,
Houston has a lot of humidity too because you're closer
Yep.
to the Gulf.
Mm.
Houston, you could just walk out the front door and not do anything, and you're sweating.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Dallas is definitely the concrete jungle. There's no trees in Dallas. Everything's concrete, and that the sun just radiates that concrete. It is sweltering there. It's
like being in
almost
an oven.
unbearable in the summertime.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine a Sunday afternoon game there? It'd be brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we had a pool in our house up in Granbury, which is up in DFW, North Texas, and you know, the water would be almost like 85 degrees because it was so warm out. So you know, but anyways.
So out of all the stadiums that you go to, do you have any that you would want to go back to?
Yeah, I'd really go back to any of them besides Guaranteed Rate Field in south side of Chicago. That one was not very nice, I would say. And it was very cookie cutter. It was like a lot of, you know, just the mid 90s built stadiums.
Yeah.
So I didn't find that one too interesting.
The neighborhood's kind of rough around there.
Yeah, yeah.
Where does Comerica Park fit in your 19 stadiums?
Around 10 or 11-ish, I would say.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
What
It's
about
nice.
Truist?
Yeah.
Or
It's nice,
SunTrust?
but it's not elite, I would say.
What about Truist or SunTrust?
8 or 9 maybe.
I like it.
So
That's fair.
Tiger State, the original Tiger Stadium. Do you think they should have kept that and just spruced it up, or do you think new stadiums?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that has part of my ranking on Comerica too, right? Because I have a very romantic and soft spot in my heart for Old Tiger Stadium.
Yes, so do I.
Well, Eric, I would be remiss if I didn't ask, where do you rank Wrigley?
I would say 4.
All right,
4.
that's good.
Yeah,
Wrigley
I'm
was
going
fun.
I'm going PNC, Busch, Fenway, Wrigley, Old Yankee Stadium are my top 5.
It's a good top 5. It's a solid top 5.
Yep.
It is.
It's just
Yep, and
nice
I
to have
refuse-
seen all those stadiums.
I will not be going to the new Yankee Stadium on principle alone.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
You don't want to go see the Bombers?
No, I mean, I wish they wouldn't have got rid of the old one. You know, that's another historic.
Yeah.
You know, you can remodel, you can renovate. You don't got to get rid of these.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they would have kept Tiger Stadium. It was like you had people like Babe Ruth and Shoeless Joe Jackson and Ty Cobb. Like all these players were there, and that's iconic, man.
Yeah,
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, and these guys.
This goes on, yeah.
Yeah, these
Lou
legends.
Gehrig.
These legends were in this building on the corner.
Yeah.
They kept Turner Field up.
The corner. Hey, by the way, Paulie, the corner is Michigan and Trumbull.
Is it really?
Yes. And my dog's named after that stadium. So
Nice.
I have a little soft spot for that stadium too. I was pissed when they tore it down.
yeah, and it just wrecked Corktown for a while. Corktown's
Yeah.
coming back now, but it almost didn't make it because they took that stadium out of there.
Yeah.
So
I probably lived about 5 miles from that stadium. I grew up at Michigan and Telegraph, and that stadium was at Michigan and Trumbull. So it was just a hop, skip, and a jump.
yeah, it's a shame because they could have renovated it for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
For sure.
100%.
I mean, look at what they did with Wrigley. Look what they did with Fenway. I mean, any of these old stadiums. I mean, you got, you know, college educated architects here. You know, the best architects in the world. Why can't you renovate
Right.
You know, it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
that's a
Yeah,
good
I
point,
agree.
Eric.
I
Yeah, they
agree.
did a lot of stuff to Wrigley outside of
Yep.
the ballpark. Really nice. Well done.
I think, especially with the baseball stadiums, I can understand football teams wanting to get a new stadium for Super Bowl reasons and all this stuff.
Right.
But baseball teams, the history's there. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. I was a little butthurt when Comerica Park went up.
I was too, and I was actually thinking about boycotting it, but you know, I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you
not
know,
worth
we're talking about stadiums here, and you know, the stadiums. It's almost like you go to Jerry Jones's stadium, I basically call it, in Arlington, Texas, for a Cowboys game, and they got they got the biggest big screen or something like that in the world. And you go to the game, you
LA
end
took
up watching.
that over.
Huh?
LA took that over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. What's at that stadium? You're right.
Theirs still hangs closer to the field, though.
But you go to the game in Dallas, and you end up watching the big screen because you can see better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
My thing about the original Tiger Stadium, like, how cool would it have been if Miguel Cabrera got his 5,000th freaking hit in that stadium? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he gets 5,000 hits, that would be impressive.
And by the way,
mostly 500 home runs. I got the numbers mixed up.
You know,
like 500
I
home
don't know.
runs.
Hey, you never know with Miggy. I mean,
Yeah, he's slowing down. You could tell he's slowing down.
Yeah. I mean, he's old.
He's 45.
Yeah.
There's a lot of miles on that body.
I was about to say, it's tough to play 100 games a year, even, that's not even a full season. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's still the best right-handed hitter I've ever seen.
He's unbelievable, man.
For sure. Of my generation, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to go through the Rolodex of names, and I can't put much next to him. So.
Yeah, well, Triple Crown, man. That's pretty impressive.
That's what I mean. He stands alone.
Yeah, and I thought that was the unbreakable record, I never thought.
Oh, yeah, it was. And for our generation, we probably won't see it for a really long time. I mean,
yeah.
Unless, like, a Shohei Ohtani does it or something like Trout.
Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Yeah, he's a beast.
When I was growing up, I liked Johnny Bench. He was one of my favorites. He's a catcher.
Bench was nuts, man. He would just run through catchers. Like, I think he ruined somebody's career, right?
No, that was Pete Rose. It came home, and wasn't it in the All-Star game?
It was the All-Star
game.
It was Ray Fosse catching or something like that, and Pete Rose came down third base line and lowered his shoulder in an All-Star game.
Well, it's like what Sean Taylor did to that punter in the
in the Pro Bowl. I remember that.
Yeah, come on, guys.
That's why Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I agree. He should be. He should be. If you go by his pure baseball ability, because
he was baseball. That's
the dude would slide to first, head first, just to get a base hit.
And he got lots of them. So more than anybody else.
He would head slide to first base. It's like, damn.
Yeah, he was nuts. They're letting in steroid users, like, they're cheating.
There should be
all he did was gamble.
Oh yeah. As far as
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They should put an asterisk next to that, next to those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, steroids.
One of those people is one of your guys, man, Sammy Sosa.
Yep.
You ever seen a picture of that guy now? He looks like a little freak.
Oh yeah, I don't know what he did. He's out. He's. I feel for him. But hey, if he's happy, he's happy. Whatever. Who am I?
You know what I say? Chicago ruins people, man. Look at Rodman.
No.
Rodman was a normal human being when he was
for the jugular now.
No, when Rodman was with Detroit, okay, he didn't have all his antics. When he went to Chicago, he got his hair colored. Yeah, but you know what? That dude.
Dresses.
We loved him in Chicago. That dude would dive into the crowd for a rebound, man. He was awesome.
Jason has something.
He's pointing.
Oh, you're pointing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Madonna ruined.
Pointing at his Rodman jersey.
Yeah. Madonna ruined Rodman.
No,
if you want to say something.
Chicago.
Madonna.
Okay, whatever. Let me guess. Madonna ruined Sammy Sosa too. What about
Touché.
Brian Urlacher? He's a little nuts too, man. I think it's something's in the Chicago water.
I think when he grew his hair is what happened. That changed everything. Hey, if you guys have, I'm just real quick. If you travel to O'Hare Airport, there'll be about 15 billboard signs with Urlacher with hair. I'm like, okay, we get it. You grew some hair. You got, oh my God. He's got.
And all the signs, they changed his name to Hair Locker. I'm like, okay, that's real clever.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you can't blame him. hey, he's making big cash off of it. So, but yeah, it's ridiculous. You'll just if you go to O'Hare, remember what I said. Look at the billboards, and you'll be like, okay, Urlacher everywhere with hair.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I know. Well, I do. Right. I say whatever too.
Yeah. All right. So we try to keep it around 20 minutes so we don't bore people. So we'll shut her down now. And Eric, you're more than welcome to come back next Sunday. Sunday mornings at 0900 Central Time.
Yeah, Central.
All right, I'll be there. Yeah, it kind of threw me off this morning, so I'm on Eastern time. So
yeah, we're all over the place. You know, myself, Jason, and John, we're in Middle Tennessee. Paulie's in Illinois. You're in Michigan, so it's nice to have perspectives of all over the country. You know.
Yep, I'll definitely be back, boys. Thanks for having me.
All right, hang out for a second. We'll talk. We usually hang out after we shut her down. So,
okay.
Thanks for listening. Again, if you guys out there, click on our YouTube channel, hit like, subscribe, share it. We're here just BSing about sports and trying to raise some money for the youth.
Yeah, if you got it for the youth.
Yes,
the youth.
Thanks a lot. See you guys next Sunday.
See ya.